I just want to take this opportunity to thank you for your participation in this program. You bring your own life experience, your own knowledge, and we're hoping that through those lenses, you can observe and then report back your findings.
I came up in the inner city, and you know, a lot of my friends in jail, shot, killed. It's a code on the street, like, you know, ain't no snitching, you know what I'm saying? So I have an issue with that right there, like, as far as, like, telling on people. I'm not gonna be telling on people, like, yo, this guy is getting this from here, because I don't want nothing happening to me. I don't want nothing happen to my family. So it's the same thing in jail. Like, I don't want to tell this person because I don't want something to find out. They come back on me, and guess what? You in jail, so man out. They're gonna get you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking.
I'm just saying that's how people's mentalities in jail
I
are.
that.
They got the same mentality they had in the streets.
I think you're thinking that we want you to observe something and then tell us right away. I don't expect that.
Right.
Okay? We don't need you going in there setting yourself up to be a snitch. We just want you to observe.
My name's Don. I'm 36 years old, and I'm here to enter into the jail cell for 60 days.
What are you hoping that you will learn through all of this?
It's a program, just something that can help brothers when they get out, you know what I mean? So they don't gotta go back in there, you know what I mean? Because it's hard out in the streets. You caught up in the system almost your whole life, you know what I mean? And, you know, I got family members and my dad, man, so I put through all the whole process, and so I know how the whole process goes. Growing up, seeing my dad and my brothers in and out of jail telling me, like, yo, you don't wanna come to jail, man. Basically, like, scaring me straight. As far as, like, my family, my dad, my brothers, I'm the only one that's never been to jail. What makes me most angry is just the mass incarceration of black males, you know what I'm saying? We're being put in jails at a higher rate, man, targeting young black males. And this ain't just started happening, it's been happening forever. It's just now, we got cell phones, we can record stuff now to let all America see it. White people can see it now.
You want some? Good. I can go to sleep. What the hell you, man?
Sugar, man, can't go to sleep.
That's good. This is the
My cellmate, he's the real as they come, you know what I'm saying? He's street smart, he book smart, he a funny dude too. We be in there laughing, sometimes we be laughing all night, sometimes we don't even go to sleep.
this red velvet cupcakes. What you talking about? Don't eat it fast, I'm gonna enjoy the softness, like bite it. Like.
You told me to eat things I won't eat it fast. You know that's what I do.
Let it melt in your mouth, man. It's red velvet cupcake. Why you just read it? I ain't bit the whole time. Hell no.
I am constantly with other people. I want to be left alone and not have to deal with whatever it is he's fired up about. There's really no downtime in here.
Nasty roommate though. Not very
He's nasty. He doesn't flush the toilet. He doesn't wipe the toilet when he uses the bathroom. He spits in the sink. He's just nasty.
Hey man, I ain't going for it, man. Whenever you piss, you got to wipe the toilet. Because if you do that around certain they snap, you know what I'm saying? All right. Because that's really some
O'Neill, he does know the system very well, and he likes to set me straight a lot, and I have to just sit there and kind of take it.
You always got to wipe that toilet. It don't, even if you piss on it or not, you know what I'm saying? It don't even matter. Well, I appreciate you coming to that.
My mama since Sunday night. What did she say?
Nothing really, because I know my mama, she not gonna try to like place no judgment on me because she know I'm already hard on myself.
Chocolate is in here for, you know, she has drug habits.
You see people here treat this place like a summer camp, like they so content.
But it's summer
They don't keep that way back. If I get out, oh well. If I don't get out, oh well. I can't do that.
Over the years, she has had a drug habit and she stopped. She got clean for a while, and then when her brother passed away, she picked the habit back up and it hasn't stopped.
I can't make the best of this shit.
My granddad used to do the same drug, and all it took was him wanting to change and, you know, had the support system behind him. When you have those two things working for you, you know, you're good.
When you get out, I'm gonna keep in contact with you because I want to make sure you stay on the right track. Trust me.
Even though everybody's just 4 feet away, mentally you're in that small cell and there is literally nothing to do. Eventually, you just end up sitting there staring at the walls, reevaluating your life.
Being in that room, it's like locking up an animal. I ain't no animal, bro.
I done this one time, 5 years straight, in a 23-hour lockdown. All I had was my imagination. So you can imagine how many people I talked to mentally. I made anonymous phone calls to people that probably didn't exist.
If you want to hit the lights, you can. If you don't want to, that's fine.
I might as well. Maybe I'll fall asleep. Looks like I'm gonna have enough time to do that. Crazy bitch. Reporting live.
Reporting live, the first episode of Tiny Orgasms. I'm your co-host, BG, with my co-host, Nate.
Hey, hello. Today we're gonna talk to you about life's tiny orgasms. And what do we mean by that, BG?
You know, those little things like when you sneeze and you get like, you know, a tiny orgasm, or like, you know, when you're cleaning your ear and then you keep scratching, feel like you're having a tiny orgasm, you know.
Okay.
Desmond is my roommate. He's a interesting guy. He's very charismatic. Him and I, we joke all day long.
I mean, I don't know about you, but when I go in and I get a barber to give me a fade the right way,
I do get tiny
hey,
orgasms.
and you look in that mirror and he hits you in the back and you just say, oh, all right, yeah. You give him a little 5 tip, you know, like, all right, man, you did good today.
My boy Nate, we just people that came from 2 different walks of life and, you know, just getting to know each other.
America, this is not how you get your beach body.
Do not try this at home.
We got plans to make dollars.
More than dollars. More like millions on billions. But, you know, we're going to start off in the 100,000s, but, you know, we're going to expand.
We joke all day long. It's definitely a friendship.
And I'm not going to his wedding no more.
You coming to the bachelor party
Yeah, I'll be at the bachelor party with all the stripper big booty hoes I love, those, you know. But I'm not going to the big fat Greek wedding because he called me a liar.
Were you lying though?
No.
Say it with a straight face.
Why?
Look at this. You can't even keep a straight face right now.
You can't even keep a straight face. Why you smirking? That
Why
shit
you got a grin on your face right now?
He's stealing my
Nah, he's stealing my
It's my roommate. I don't like taking advantage of him, man. You know. He's sweet, though. He's sweet.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna geeked up on coffee.
Geeked up? Cause I'm geeked up.
Jessica is my bunkie. She wasn't my bunkie in the beginning of the program, but now she is.
A lot of girls in here, they want to be funny. They want to entertain people. It makes your time go by.
Jessica's is fun to be around. If she's having a good day, she'll make sure you're having a good day kind of situation. But sometimes Jessica just don't know when to hush.
You don't need no more coffee.
She's good and all that.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm trying to stay up till I enjoy it.
I know, right? CERT team comes in here, 10 deep.
Of course, I'm thinking about getting caught, you know? It smells.
Whoa, 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 guys. If it's in here, it's not our fault. We've been in here for both of us basically a month, so we didn't grow that under the toilet.
It's so bad.
Bird didn't drop it off.
Birds.
But, you know, we're pretty stoned. Maybe there's a little bit of paranoia.
Just think, if we were in prison back in like the, 1300s, me and you could be sitting in the cell, and a little dump rolls up with a catches to its leg, and I'm like, oh, shh, don't say anything. But it's a joint.
I love you, bro. What's going on in Battle 8? Stay in Battle 8.
Try to work out every day, switch it up between chest and tries. Today's a leg workout, so you're doing 10 minutes of stairs. Pull-ups, you do them from stairs, from the handrails, from, however else you can get them in. Then you're gonna do a buddy squat, so you have somebody sit on your shoulder.
So you feel like you're in better shape since you've come in here than before you were in here?
Lost a lot of the fat, a lot of the extra ice cream and everything that I was eating on the outside.
Well, that's gotta feel good.
Yeah, it does.
Hey, get away from me. Hey, you trying to
I have tried to help Deshaun. He puts on a show because he wants attention. I don't think anybody actually listens to him. And I tell him enough of the. There's not a day that goes by that somebody isn't getting ready to kick his ass. Every single day. If Deshaun continues the path that he's going down, I'll be very surprised if he lives to the age of 30. Very surprised.
Hey, children, shut up. Quit around over here.
You're stuck. I mean, you can't even go back into your room when you want to get away from everybody.
Damn, bro.
I always say nothing is worth your freedom, and I think when I went in, I didn't realize how much my freedom was gonna be taken, and the freedom that I took for granted. Being locked down, that's why they say you lock down like animals in a cage, because that's pretty much what it was.
Jail, it was just kind of more of a mental game, being locked in and not able to, do the normal things that a normal person wants to do.
Jail's a different animal. It takes an emotional ride on you, you know what I'm saying? You're locked in there and you're just being treated like some people say, being treated like an animal.
I've been waiting for hours, man.
You're stripped from everything. You have nothing, no control of anything. Eating, being able to shower in a comfortable setting. I had to use the restroom in front of all these strangers. And then there were times where I was eating and then someone would go and they're doing number 2 on the toilet, which was disgusting.
In real life, when you get up, you just don't even think about the things that you do. You get up and you brush your teeth, and you clip your fingernails when they get long. And not having those simple necessities and the simple ability to decide when and where you're going to do things. Just having a door on your bathroom, those things really pile up.
I was going home and I was using the bathroom, doing number 2s, and I was leaving the door open.
I also learned to stop taking things for granted. You know, like just the small things in life. Like, cold water, for instance.
You appreciate food more, you appreciate showers, running water, being able to get up and go walk outside. You don't realize or think about how those things are gonna change you once you're behind bars. I've never in my life been that hungry or tired, ever. You know, as adults, when we're tired, we go to sleep. When we're hungry, we go get food, and it's not an option there.
You know, they wake you up at 2 o'clock in the morning for breakfast. And then they wake you up again like at 6, 7 in the morning to do head count. So you was always getting woke up. You just never had a good, nice, long rest.
I would just lay there, you know, lay there. Couldn't go to sleep. It was terrible. I mean, my body hurt so bad.
I definitely am a professional at rolling over in place because the beds are so small.
You know, in my regular life, I go to sleep at night. But these women, they didn't follow that protocol. And there's nothing that you can do about it.
When I got out, my sleep pattern was really off.
You know, actually my schedule is still messed up because in there we were up all night, we slept most of the day. So my schedule is still off. Like there's still nights where I don't go to sleep and I'm not tired.
I don't sleep with a pillow anymore neither. It's actually uncomfortable to sleep with a pillow because I went so long with sleeping without a pillow.
I don't like quiet when I'm trying to sleep. It has to be some kind of noise. Maybe the TV's on really low, but just laying in bed, dark, quiet, nothing going on.
Well, my wife has a sound machine, so that was already normal. But the screaming and stuff, she made me, you know, turn that tape off.
The food in jail was so gourmet.
It was just horrible, you know. I want to say my first 2 weeks there, I didn't even have a bowel movement, which just says that I couldn't even just process the food. It was crazy.
It was some off-colored bologna with some cookies that were like soft because they were on the bologna and sucked up some of the bologna juice, so it tastes like bologna too.
You know, they give you food and it's so disgusting. And I thought, well, if I get hungry enough, I'll eat. But I couldn't get past the smell of it. I just couldn't eat it.
I was eating a lot of bad stuff in jail because me being hungry makes me angry. And me being angry makes me turn into the Hulk. And turning into the Hulk was not good for the program.
When I came out, I was excited to eat the food, but the first time I looked at a menu, it was overwhelming because I hadn't had a choice in 60 days.
When I got back home, I was kind of used to like being hungry. So I just went on like a fast.
I've ate like crazy. I just wanted all kinds of food. Like I was craving everything.
First thing I ate was pizza, and I ate a lot of pizza.
First thing I ate when I got out of jail was some Mexican food. It did not sit well with me at all.
I'm not really sure how long it took, but probably a good week before my digestive system adjusted.
Honestly, I mean, when I got out, it was just eating and just being happy that I had a full stomach.